the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
But it's very hip to be on the internet right now. Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. This is the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, from Bitcoin to political betting, dark nets, and of course, a focus on the largest casino in the world, right here where I sit, the U.S. stock market. I'm your host, Brian Micott, financial genius, Bitcoin class of 2011, and a poker player. Joining me are my fellow degens that you know and love, Brett Ritchie, Matt Glantz. Glantz traded options back in the day on the floor of the Philly Exchange, and Brett is the head of Blitzpick. This whole thing comes together from the magic of Tony the producer, and this is Market Mania! Hell of a day in the markets, political and whatnot. Matt Glantz, how are we doing today?
The fund's doing pretty good. We're up 2%. It's a nothing much day for the market. It's pretty much unchanged. Gold and Bitcoin are up a bit, but S&P and NASDAQ are doing absolutely nothing. It's been a slow day. I guess expiration today. We'll see Monday. There'll be probably some action with weekend political news. Hopefully, we'll find out more. Brett, what's going on over there?
Yeah, pretty flat day over in the Robinhood world as well. Really, the only thing moving is the VIX, obviously, because volatility is not there's not a lot of it right now. So it was an okay day for me in the Robinhood portfolio. I sailed it all into my pick of the day yesterday, which I don't even remember the ticker name right now, but that's all in on it. So that's trading great. I don't know. Started
Sounds
at 1,000.
like a true Robinhood trader right there. Brett.
Yeah.
I
Down
don't know
a little,
what stock I
but
bought yesterday, but
hey, we're all in on it. So if it goes up, I'll be happy. Mycon, I believe you've got some good news here. We have a winner of our giveaway that we're going to give it out to right now.
That's right. Do not have that link locked and loaded here, but I will say that there are the facility to get that, and I will draw that winner shortly. We'll see if we can get that together and figure out how to log into that thing and click the button. Anyway, computer's over there. I can go do it in a moment. The big story today is Trump will he concede? What the hell you got on that? This is batshit. This is still going on from the whole stream we did the other night.
okay. So it became clear in the last 48 hours that Biden won the election. He's got over 270. He's probably going to have 306 electoral votes in a couple of days when the counts are done. And Trump's a 20-1 dog in the betting market. So, you could bet all you want at 20-1 if you really think that Trump's going to win, which people are not betting 20-1. So that shows you right there. Even the people that say he has a chance are still not betting 20-1.
Did you see the guy that made Dilbert was in today? He was John with Timex and them, and he's like, Trump's a 60-40 favorite.
Scott Adams yesterday, 60-40. Today, he I don't know if he said anything yet, but I asked him if maybe it's down to like 50-50 now. He didn't respond for some reason. But anyway,
that's shit.
The question is, are a bunch of Republican prominent figures today going to get out and get on the mic and say, you know what, Mr. Trump, it's been great 4 years, but at this point, we need you to step down. We need you to concede because that's what's good for the country. So I guess if he gets enough pressure from that, there's a chance. But we all know Trump, and Trump's game plan is, I'm not conceding. And he's going to say that until the very minute he decides he'll just concede, because we know that. So even though he's saying right now publicly, I'm not conceding, he could change his mind in an hour, be on the stage conceding, because he's done things like that before. Brett, what's your thoughts on you think it's done? You think he still has a chance?
I mean, I think it's done from counting the votes that were cast. It is over for Trump. I do think that the silver lining, I guess, some of these bettors see is Wisconsin and Georgia now, I believe, are already doing a recount. Trump is going to the courts in at least Pennsylvania and looking at other states. The problem is he's really looking at hitting parlay, or basically a round robin parlay, where he needs to hit 3 of 4 states to get them overturned in his favor. If you were dealing with one, maybe two states, I guess you could see the Hail Mary 20-1 price there. But to get 3 states to overturn the votes to say actually Trump won, I think it's just way too big of a long shot. He should be trading at like 100-1 or something to be the next president. I think that it is pretty much over, but he, again, doesn't seem like the guy that's just going to concede and go quietly. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just burn the ships and take this all the way to the courts.
I agree with you there. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. So what's going on with the jobs report?
It was actually a really good jobs report, stronger than expected. I believe unemployment was at around 4% or maybe slightly under 4% pre-COVID, and it hit double digits, and it's coming back. So this should be good for the market. I mean, it should be good for the country as a whole. And a stimulus package, which I still expect, but I'm maybe not until Biden gets into office, I think this is just going to help this further. It's going to help businesses retain staff or hire new people and give people some money. So yeah, this is good news to me, Matt. What do you think? Yeah,
it definitely boosted the market. When jobs number came out at 8:30 Eastern this morning, the S&P futures were down 1%. As soon as the news came out of the number, 6.9%, futures ran up pretty quickly. Within like a half an hour, they were back to unchanged. So 1% move in the market, which is pretty big for a jobs number. So everything looks hunky dory.
Yeah, all good there. Micon, I believe we have breaking news from your end of things.
We do. I did run and grab a computer so we could pay out this contest. The whole show was not set up to scam people for $100. It is way too much effort to go through that, and none of us are scammers. But I have, we don't want any impropriety, so I do have the winner here. It is Suryana008 from Twitter. I will get this. He is from India. So we have, thank you very much for all of the
global fan base. First winner was South Africa.
Definitely not just scamming for 100, trying to roll in here. Probably a real person. We will get those details tweeted out on the Market Mania show.
That's Twitter. Great that we have a base from around the world watching the show, all the way from India. I like that.
Throw out 100 in crypto over the internet. See who will come in. The peaceful transition of power is in question, ladies and gentlemen. But Suryana008 is getting their hundo if they answer the DM on Twitter. So we'll get to that in a moment.
What about the tech stocks?
And the tech stock outlook. Brett, tell us what is happening with these big tech stocks. Why 2 more years of dominance? Why?
So this is actually a little surprising to me, but the tech stocks have been flying this week. I think NASDAQ's up like 10%. Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, they're all crushing. And the Democrats typically are the party that is, I know that Silicon Valley pretty much universally supports the Democratic Party, and social media certainly favors the Democratic point of view. But the Democrats have also been the party more of the antitrust and looking at breaking up some of these really big behemoths. And some of these companies like Facebook have already had the sort of government eye of Sauron on them. Trump kind of took it off of the big tech sector and focused it on China. And so I see with Biden coming in, I think a Republican Senate might sort of rein that in. But I'm not so sure that I don't quite get this tech stock rally here, Matt. What do you think it's tech specifically? Just the market in general is happy to have a winner. What do you see here?
So the fear was that with Biden being the president with a Democratic Senate, the market would rally from stimulus and spending, but the big cap tax would take a hit because capital gains, for one, would go way up, and people would be forced to sell under this year's lower capital gain rates before December 31st. So that looks like it's out the window with the Republican Senate. And the other thing is corporate taxes. Like if Biden had his Senate on his side, corporate taxes would be going through the roof, and that would also be bad for these guys. So less loopholes. And now so kind of like a stalemate between Republican Senate and the Democratic president is really good for these big guys.
I do agree, but it's not a slam dunk that it's a Republican Senate yet. It's still trading at only like 60-something% in the markets, and those markets aren't very liquid. So I think for sure I could see this move. This move to me is almost pricing in a Republican Senate, which is not necessarily the case yet. But who knows?
There's a lot going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Big tech has run our lives now. Everybody seems to love it. You know, obviously 1984 style Big Brother Ministry of Truth stuff. We saw that today. It's a lot easier, but we are hooked on the iPhones and the tweeters and the Amazons, and they're just, I mean, what's going to beat them?
We got off Zoom, though. We're not doing the show on Zoom anymore, so.
That's fair. All right, moving along. It is one of my favorite things to do is to tell everybody how I was right, and it just feels great. It feels so good. Bitcoin is over 15,000, 15,400 or so, and GoPro, which you guys may have remembered. I don't know if you can like remember it through all the winners I've given you. Upwork, that popped, but GoPro, it's one of my darlings. This is one of my babies. Nick Woodman is the CEO, the most Chad name of any CEO of any company. Nick Woodman, and he's the original fucking creator of the GoPro. It's an iconic brand. It's been a meme stock. It's been a negative meme stock for years in the market. They used to value it as some social company, but it wasn't that. It was a camera maker. Then they tried to make drones. Fuck that off. But Nick Woodman, Chad as fuck, said, sell that shit. Sell all those drone parts. Got rid of that unit. He realized DJI was better. He's like, no, you know what? We make cameras. Motherfuckers like these cameras. We make the fucking camera. That's what we do. And that's what's been the story the last couple of years. Earnings through the roof. He cut all the costs, jettisoned all the stupid drone stuff, which was cool. I mean, we could all make that mistake. I would have probably taken a shot too.
You would have for sure.
I would have guaranteed take that shot.
How does the guy in the porn industry, Mike, get into the camera business?
Never was in porn. He was one of those outdoorsy bros, and it's like a wholesome thing. I
definitely remember a Nick Woodman in porn back in the day.
There might have been a Nick Woodman in
Maybe
porn.
it's a different
Such a
Nick
Chad
Woodman.
name.
Yeah.
Somebody. I don't know if I don't think it was him. I mean, I don't know.
There's a lot of Woodmans in porn, so it might have. Maybe it's a relation or something.
He's a bull. Then he's not the cuck there. I mean, Nick Woodman. He is not. I mean, that's just. Oh man, I'll bet you that he smells wonderful. Just when you next. I know I've never met him, but I'll just bet that he has a great smell. I don't know. Just what I think.
Fair.
And so the stock is up. I gave it to you at like $6 or something. You could have scooped it less than $3 during the pandemic special earlier this year. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you got a company, it's still less than $1 billion. And I mean, it's an iconic brand. It's been built over 20 years. And I don't know, Brett, Robinhood guys love GoPro just because of the low unit cost.
Yeah, they like a cheap stock. So I think it's fine, but
you could run.
I believe we've got another stock that you were right on. It's not necessarily a stock, but it's Bitcoin. And Tony has some news for us on Bitcoin.
That's right, guys. Look, we've been watching Bitcoin just smash through 15K the last few days. It's been pretty exciting. And congratulations, by the way, Brian, on another 15K run up for Bitcoin. But I was looking into seeing, is this retail investors getting in or what's happening here? What's driving the price run? And what's interesting is that there is no more Google Trend searches for Bitcoin, no more Google Trend searches for buy Bitcoin, nothing for Coinbase. So it sounds like the purchasing frenzy is happening among institutions, among governments, among people that already have access to the exchanges and aren't looking to get in. This is not retail driven. Brett, what do you think? Are you connected to Bitcoin buyers at all? Are you talking to anybody like this?
I think it makes sense if you kind of look at some of the bigger Bitcoin news this year. Obviously, Square made a big Bitcoin purchase, MicroStrategy. You're seeing more companies. It's just becoming more accepted in the mainstream. And a lot of these really big money funds out there, Bitcoin was almost too small for them or too unproven for them to even deal with. Like the US stock market is just so much bigger. I mean, there's individual stocks we cover on this show that have a bigger market cap than Bitcoin. And so I think it's something that it's still very much in the early stages. Like if Bitcoin, it does capture the digital gold narrative and there is significant enthusiasm behind that, it could go way higher than this, which is what a lot of people are betting on. I think the risk reward is still really good for Bitcoin. And I think retail's burned a little bit still from that 2017, 2018 rally. And so a lot of them are still on the sidelines when you don't necessarily need to be. It's okay to buy in now just because you didn't get it at a lower price.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people maybe think it's too expensive, but there's still room to grow. What do you think, Brian?
You hit it. I mean, you hit it on the head with the no retail. I mean, this has become crack for rich people. That's what it is. It's a totally new asset class that is not in your stock portfolio. It's not in your bank account, so you're not worried about the inflation rate of USD. So it's become crack for rich. It's crack for businesses too now. Square and MicroStrategy are already in, and so it's going to be interesting. It's certainly treasury management diversification. I think you're right. I don't think it's the retail frenzy like before. I think people that know are in. Matt Glantz might one day fire. Who knows?
That's when the top's in, when Matt buys back in.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
So I'm not going to hurt you guys by getting in. All right. Good
All right,
seeing
well,
you.
thanks for letting me scoot in here. You guys have a good show.
Thanks, Tony, the producer, ladies and gentlemen. The glue that keeps these tubes pumping out Market Mania. All right. Yet another Bitcoin story as this asset is flying. The Silk Road Bitcoin comes back, is just the story that keeps on giving. Shout to my man Curtis Green out there. Hell of a book on Amazon about his dealings in this sordid affair. But today's news is about, we saw, and if you follow Whale Alert, there's some other good Twitter accounts, you can see whenever there's a massive amount of Bitcoin that moves. So a couple days ago, we saw $1 billion worth move. And that's a batshit number. 200 billion or so market cap. And
How
so
many Bitcoin was that?
It was 69,370. Very
50
close.
short, yeah.
50 short, Brett. It could have been 69,420. I mean, kick in the extra million just to make it happen, boys. I mean, are you kidding me? And this is crazy. Scroll down that for a little bit, Tony, because this is a girl that follows, I believe, civil asset forfeitures a lot and a lot of darknet crimes. So this is crazy. So this address was apparently funded by a hacker in 2013. And then it looks like they tried to cash out, I don't know, at that time was like 100K or so to BTCE, an exchange that has went down for shady money laundering whatnots. Now, she speculated, Eileen Ornsby, it's at Eileen Ornsby, you guys can see it there, I can't quite see it, getting old with the eyes. She speculated briefly here that this could have been the Karl Mark Force. That was the corrupt cop in this case that was caught for stealing some of the Bitcoins. But this could have been that dude. Now, I don't know how much I don't know how solid that one is, but this is bananas. And it looks like the government did scoop these. It was unclear to me before really reading through this. There's the actual court filing, and you could see the United States of America versus 69,000, almost 420 Bitcoin would have been so good, guys, if you would have done it. And then and also scoop the forks here. Brett Ritchie, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, I did it again.
Government, man, they have proven time and time again that they won't forget necessarily, and they'll still come get you years down the road, wherever you are. I don't know.
But look at this filing.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is batshit. They're suing for the BSV. They're suing the actual money. Don't even take that bell away from him. Look at this, Glantz. That's batshit. You're telling me that that's normal? That's a normal Tuesday for you? You can just take that, go about your merry little way?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for your support there, Matt. Thank you for that. It's a great hat today. All right. That is going to do it for the normal part of Market Mania. And then we go into bonus time here when the This Is Not Investment Advice hat comes on. Do your own research. Safety glasses on. It's the Market Mania pick of the day.
It's a party rock, drop it like it's hot. Everybody stack, I'm stacking to the top.
Matt Glantz, we don't sit here and waste people's time.
No.
We don't tout
We just
conspiracy
hit
theories.
them in and out. That's all we do.
In and out. In and out. Give us the pick of the day.
We don't show legal papers about Bitcoin. We could care less about legal papers. All right, pick of the day, Lyft. You guys heard of Uber, and you probably know of Lyft. Well, Lyft's up 20% since Election Day because they passed that law in California that whatever, it's like a nonsense law.
Lets them fuck the employees or whatever.
So
Right.
the stock's up 20%. Looks like everything's going well every day. It just keeps rising. And I think Lyft and Uber are probably good long-term play now. So Lyft's at $30.30. Let's go for that one. See how it goes next week.
All right, Brett Ritchie, Lyft is back in play on the Mac Lance slate. What about over on your Robinhood account? And are you going to fire on this pick of the day?
Well, I'm still all in on the other stock, so I'm not sure if I'm going to cash some out or not. But what I like here is a long on Facebook. I still feel this is the sort of forgotten, really blue chip tech stock. It hasn't seen some of those really big gains that some of these other companies have had. I think that a Republican Senate, if that does hold, is going to be good for Facebook. The big worry here for me would be if they start the antitrust interest back up against Facebook. But other than that, I think this is a stock that's still got a long way to run.
All right, the forever Facebook bull over here. You can't escape it. Zuckerberg owns your data. Moving along, my pick of the day, we're going mRNA short because this company is supposed to have the COVID cure, and then the trials happen. They get results sometime this month. It's supposed to be by the end of the month, so you got a couple of weeks here. I think this might be the right time. I'm going to take a flyer, roll the dice. Obviously, high variance play. Do your own research and not investment advice right here on Market Mania. We do not give you investment advice.
Mike, on one piece of breaking news before we go.
Hit it.
Donald Trump is down to 28-1 dog to win the election now. 28-1, 3%.
It is.
Yeah, you're lighting your money on fire at that price. I think again, you got to hit a 3 or 4 state parlay overturning their votes.
You heard it from Brett Ritchie. You're lighting your money on fire.
And I know something about lighting money on fire. Let me tell you that.
True story. Now, I hope that everybody's enjoyed the show today. You have a contentious election about to be decided soon, possibly, maybe. Will the peaceful transition of power happen, as has been an American hallmark for a couple hundred years? Stay tuned to find out. While this is happening, I like to bring myself calm by quoting a great song by...
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on. Everybody rock, drop it like it's hot. Everybody stack, I'm stacking to the top.
Just a small
Sorry,
technical
guys.
difficulty, but
Computer sneezed.
I think Tony got sick of your shit, Mike.
Good songs, man. That's all good here.
Judging by the ticker today, maybe he has. But we will end with a great track by Eli and the Grouch featuring Pigeon John called All In, featuring my friend Lacey Jones on the video. Go check it yourself if you don't believe me. And I quote, I want more laughing and giggling, need more passion and wisdom, give some and take some. I don't want no fake ones. If I need new friends, then I'll make some. Like and subscribe to Market Mania on YouTube and follow us at Market Mania Show on Twitter. We'll see you next week, if there is a next week. But for now, it's lights out.
Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, or a domino, out of control. This is the usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard at the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how of a turning where I would turn in. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe light flicking the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now. How about tonight? My interview's tight now. I was